We will start at 8:30 sharp. I definitely need to turn on the lights. Okay, let's go on. Hello, Wholesome Seed. Okay, here we go. How are things? Where are you tuning in from, Wholesome Seed? Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and wait until Chef Kanch joins us. Hello, So86. Oh, great. Hello, Food Aitalan. Okay, there we go. Go live. Waiting for Masalas and office. Oh, olives. Off. I almost said office. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm glad it's not raining right now because I think the last time it was raining, yeah, I had like a thunderstorm at night. So,
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm always worried when there's like, like massive rain and I can't do my live broadcast. That's what I'm worried about.
So where you're in KL, right?
Yes, I am KL.
And how
Yeah.
are things there? How's everything? And
We're still in like partial lockdown right now. Yeah, so but I'm getting food delivery. My fruit stall, my regular fruit stall just opened up, so I'm so happy. So I can get my mangoes again.
yeah, it's definitely season, right? So
Yeah, and so we're still in kind of like partial lockdown until June 9th, and
oh wow.
then we'll see how things go. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's 8:30 already, so we shall officially start. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Hello. All right. All right. Okay, cool. Nice. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chef's Talk with Raw Chef Yin. This is episode 3. I am Raw Chef Yin, a vegan chef and educator based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm also an author and a TEDx speaker. And today I'm very excited to have with us Chef Kanch of Masalas and Olives to join us on this show today. And maybe Chef Kanch, you can talk a bit about yourself, introduce yourself before we go into your demo.
Sure. So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kanch. I'm from Masalas and Olives. I have a food company. I'm originally from India, but I live in Hong Kong right now and have lived in Hong Kong for many years. I do two different things. I'm a fashion entrepreneur, so I have a fashion business, and I'm also a plant-based chef. And I teach cooking classes, I do private dinners, and I do a lot of demos and lives, and I deliver artisanal cheese. So I make my own vegan cheese, and I deliver cheese boxes. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Do you want me to share a little bit about my story about how I got into
Yeah,
fashion?
yeah. Let's do that.
Sure. So I had my own fashion label in Hong Kong for many, many years, and I after that I had burnout at some point, and I was getting sick a lot, and it was really about my body, and I wasn't feeling good. So I actually first studied to become a health coach. So I studied through a school in New York, IIN, and became a health coach, and that really got me interested in live foods, raw foods, all different types of well-being, Ayurveda, just all the different kinds of things that are out there to make you feel better. And I realized that cooking was really my thing, and so that's what really got me into plant-based. And then I found Matthew Kenny, and I went to study with Matthew Kenny, and then now it's I think 5 years, and I'm a trained raw vegan chef.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Somehow we didn't meet when I was in Hong Kong, because I was in Hong Kong last year.
Oh no, you
Uh,
should have reached out. I didn't know.
yeah, I did a pop-up dinner with Chef Tina actually last year in September.
Ah, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, she's great.
Uh,
She's lovely.
and then I'm trying to remember when and before that, no, before that was a long time. I think before that I was there in 2012. No, and then between 2012 and 2019, I was also there at least once as well because I met up with Chef Moy as well. Because I know I've met,
Okay.
yeah, Chef Moy twice and Tina twice as well. But yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm
next
supposed to
year,
go.
have to reach out. We could do like a reunion, all four of us.
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to go to Hong Kong in December. I mean, that was the plans, but I really have no idea what's going to happen now because everything is so uncertain and up in the air. But if I do, I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great. Definitely.
Yeah, nice. Wow, so you've been doing this for 5 years already.
Yeah. So I mean, on and
How's
off 5 years. Yeah.
right. But how's the raw food scene in Hong Kong? Because when I was in US in February, I was traveling in US for 1 month.
Yeah.
Um, the raw food scene's not it's kind of declining compared to maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I'm just wondering, like in Hong Kong, what's the scene like?
So I think that, I mean, specifically raw, there isn't too much going on. But in terms of plant-based, there's a lot of restaurants. I mean, Hong Kong is a tough place to have a restaurant. You know, the rents are high, and the last year we've been through a lot with protests and then the virus. So I think places are opening and closing, but there's a lot more generally plant-based stuff going around. So yeah, definitely. I think people have a lot more awareness than I would say 5 or 10 years ago. Now, definitely, and people
Right.
are more into it. They really care about like eating better, taking care of themselves, and you know. So how do you find that in KL? Is that similar or?
Okay, so vegetarian scene is very big.
Yeah,
Vegan is starting to grow. I think there's a lot of awareness amongst the younger, when I say younger, as in like, the university students and the college students. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
more awareness there. I mean, we've had like major vegan festivals, and we also have now an official Malaysian vegan society. So there is a community. But when it comes that's vegan, but when it comes to raw vegan, there are like very few. And
yeah.
I think the other the other people who are into raw vegan, I think mainly most of them are my students anyway. So
Okay, that's great.
yeah. Because I saw that Greenwood's Cafe just closed, right?
Yeah, Greenwood, and then there was the other one, Grassroots, which was also
Right,
next. Yeah, so those were the
right.
two, prominent places, and yeah. And now there's
Yeah.
actually a new one that just opened up called Big Dill. I haven't been yet, but I think they just opened like a week or two ago. So
Sorry, what? Big what?
Big Dill,
Big deal, as in DILL?
yeah,
Oh,
exactly,
okay. So
Dill.
that's like a play on words, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Right. I
I
see.
haven't
Okay.
been there yet, but that's like my next plan to visit.
But you guys have less restrictions, right? You can move around and you can still conduct classes, in-person classes.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I think this last month, the last 2 weeks, everything's eased up a bit. The schools have started, so my son is back to school, and they before they were like limited to 8 people, and gyms and
Hmm.
everything was closed, but now everything is starting to open up again. So,
Oh, okay. That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
so
looking
it's
forward to that as well.
I can imagine, right, to go out and have a normality.
Yeah. I haven't really gone out at all since I think the lockdown started on 18th March, and yeah, so I've just been mostly home. I mean, I've just gone out to buy some groceries, but that's basically it. Yeah.
And how do you do live cooking? I mean, you do in-person cooking classes as well, and
Yeah, so all my in-person cooking classes were canceled. So,
yeah,
yeah, and so yeah, but which is kind of good because I did tell myself this year I wanted to start doing online courses. So that kind of gave me a chance to do the tempeh course and then the cheese making course and then And then now I have a couple of projects that I'm working on for recipe development. So I'll do that first. And then after that, I'll continue on with more courses, more
Yeah,
online courses after
the
that.
tempeh
Yeah.
course looks amazing. I'm very excited to try that. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah. That's very popular right now. So yeah,
Yeah, we love
yeah.
tempeh at home. In fact, whenever we go to Indonesia, I bring it back and then I freeze it and then I try to make it.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually quite curious about like how people in Hong Kong, how familiar are they with tempeh? Because initially I was gonna plan to do a tempeh making class, but then I was told that people prefer tofu compared to tempeh, but I don't know how true is that.
Definitely, I think tofu is much more known here, and of course,
Right.
like in Chinese food, it's very predominant. Tofu is used a lot, and people know it. I think that, of course, there's people who do know what tempeh is, but I think you'd have to find the right kind of audience to teach that class. So, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there'd be
Yeah.
people who are interested. You know, like for sure, I would sign up, and I'm sure you could find some other people who are plant-based who are interested because it's still quite different, right? Nobody does that here, so.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll see. We'll see how things go towards the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So I'm excited to see your demo. So maybe we can start with that. When I put up the replay, then I'll put the actual ingredients up because right now I can't put it in the description.
sure.
But I've also shared the list of ingredients on the IG stories as well if anybody wants to have a peek of that. But I'm sure you'll talk through that as well. So
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So I'll just go ahead and start. We're gonna make green tea pistachio pudding. What I'll do first is I'll just go through the ingredients and just show everybody and give some ideas, and then I'll do the demo and plate it, and then yeah, then that's it. So we'll start first. So I have some green tea. So obviously you need avocado. So I've got a fresh avocado. Green tea powder. So I bought this brand Superfoods by MRM. I really like it, but any kind of green tea powder is good. I've got some pink salt. So I use pink salt in all my food. So we always have that at home. We have some pistachio milk. So this is actually homemade. So what I did was last night I soaked the pistachios overnight, and then I blended the pistachios and water together, and then strained it so the pulp stayed, and then used that for the milk. So it's nice and cold and ready to be used. You have agave. So agave, for those of you who don't know, it's a sweetener made from the tequila plant, and it's got a low GI index, so it's good to use. Some people say it's a bit hard to digest, but I think it depends on person per person. I've got honey, so I've got a local brand honey. I like to use what's local. It's much better for you. Of course, if you're vegan and you don't want to use honey, you can use more agave, or you could add maple syrup or any other kind of sweetener.
yeah, let's just use agave today because my audience is basically vegan. Yeah.
Okay, sure, that's perfect. So we can just kind of double it up with agave. Coconut oil. So, I mean, I use this brand, Nutiva, but, you know, in the market there's tons of brands. And then I've got vanilla essence. So actually you can either use a real vanilla pod, which obviously usually will add a bit more flavor. So that's what I'm going to use today because I've got one. Or you can just get the extract and use that. And then for flavoring, I've got some saffron. You can just use that at the top to plate, which is beautiful. And I've also got some chocolate barks, which I made myself the other day, just to, I'll just open it up and show you guys. So, there we are. So these are the chocolate barks. I will just be using this on the plating. Obviously, if you don't have raw chocolate barks, no worries. You can just put a little bit of the green tea powder, or or put a little bit of the saffron on top. Okay. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the avocado. So how I cut it is I just cut all the way around, and we only need half today. So let's just go with that. Just twist it off like that, and then I'm going to grab my spoon and put the avocado in the blender. Okay. So yeah, you need a blender. That's pretty much all you need for this recipe. Okay, let's put that away. Okay, so we start with the avocado. Then we've got the pistachio milk. I've got half a cup here already measured out. Put that in next. Vanilla is next, so I'm just going to cut my vanilla here. So this is a vanilla pod. I'm just going to cut off then you want to open a vanilla pod, you want to obviously get down the middle so you can open up. And then you can just grab a spoon and take a little bit of this. So you can see it's like a little black paste. Throw that in there, okay? And then you've got the honey and the agave. So as you said, we'll skip the honey. We're just going to go with the agave. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of that in here. 1 and 2. Okay. And then you want to have a pinch of salt. So let's open up the salt. Grab a little pinch, put that in here. And then the green tea powder. So the coconut oil, you're going to use that right at the end. Okay, so you don't want to put it in right away, because the real point of the coconut oil is for the emulsification to happen. So first we're gonna blend this. We're gonna get it quite smooth, and then we'll add that at the end. Okay. So here we go. Let's just make sure, turn on the blender. So I'm going to start with blending it on low, and then I'm going to go to medium and high, probably about 10 to 15 seconds. So let's just see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to have a little look. It's looking great. So I'm going to add my coconut oil. So what I want to do is I want to put the blender on low and then stream it in while the blender's on, so the emulsification can happen. Okay, so just get it. It's getting a little liquid. All right, so turn your blender on low. And then you should be, so when you open it up, it should have kind of like a very shiny consistency on top. So I will show you guys this in a second. So grab this spatula. And you can see it's kind of like a very creamy, I'm going to come a little bit closer so I can show you guys that.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, so it's like a very creamy texture. So what I would suggest is if you're going to serve this to your guests or somebody like this, I would just put it in the fridge for about like 20 minutes or 30 minutes to get a little bit firm, so it's got a nice puddingy kind of texture to it. All right, and then we're going to taste it, obviously, so we're going to definitely taste. And I really encourage people, of course I have the ingredients list, but I really encourage you to, taste it and see how it is for you, whether you want to add some salt or, whether the green tea is enough or however. So, it's perfect. So it's great. I'm just going to go ahead and plate it.
Are you using a blend tap?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite blenders. It's really great. It's very easy to use, very easy to clean, just great for maintenance. So.
What do you think between Blendtec and Vitamix?
So first, when I studied at Matthew Kenny, we always used a Blendtec. So that's one of the reasons I bought a Blendtec. I just also like because I don't know exactly the Vitamix too well, how the functions are, but here you've got a low, medium, and high, and you can also pulse it. So, and I also kind of like the way it's electronic, which I think with the Blendtec, it's with the other one, the Vitamix, it's still the one with the knob like that, and I like the electronic. I'll just show you guys. So you see, it's got this electronic.
Right. Okay.
With the numbers. So I like that. Okay. So there we go. We plated this, and then you can add your chocolate bark to the side, and then I will show you how it looks.
Nice. Yeah.
So what I would do is I would probably just, let's go back here so you guys can see me again. I would put that in the fridge for about 20 minutes to get a little bit firmer, and then it's got a real yummy pudding like texture.
Right.
So yeah,
So,
it's very simple, easy to make. Great for kids if you have kids. The kids love it. Adults love it. It's perfect. You know, you can even have it for breakfast. I really like it to have it for breakfast. Throw in some raw vegan granola, and it's just delicious.
I'm just wondering, like, in terms of kids, how much matcha powder can they take? Because there's caffeine in it, right?
Yeah, so I think if I think it depends on like how what you feel. There, for me, I'm okay with it. It's very little amount in terms of overall. But if you don't want your kids to have caffeine, definitely omit the matcha powder. And even if you omit it, the taste is really good. So if you want, you could add a little bit extra pistachio to have like a more. You could grate the pistachios and add them in there, so that even gives a little bit of texture to it.
Oh yeah, that would be quite nice actually if you grate in the pistachios.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you have like a microplane, just grab some pistachios, grate it in there, and then just let it mix. Maybe you don't even need to put that in the blender. Do that in the put that in the bowl, and then kind of mix
Mm.
it together. So there's like a little crunchy bits to it as well.
Yeah, I need to get hold of some avocados. I can't seem the initial period of the lockdown I managed to get it, but recently the past 2, 3 weeks I can't seem to get any avocados at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Do people eat a lot of avocado there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the vegans eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them
Yeah.
all putting it, yeah, as like avocado mash, avocado toast, that kind of thing. Yeah, or in their
We
Buddha bowls and things like that.
we were out for lunch today, and we ate at this place called Avo London, something like that. Avo
Oh,
Bar, and I guess it's from London, and they do like I think each dish definitely has a lot of avocado. So I had a avocado burger. So they did a burger with the two sides of the avocado, and then like a
right,
veg patty, and then
right.
some veggies. It was very nice, very different. And then
Yeah,
obviously guacamole, and then they did wasabi, avocado, mayo, which I really like. So I'm gonna attempt to do that at home.
I think I've actually seen the video about that place before. Like I mean the London place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Everbar. Yeah.
So avocado obviously has a lot of good fats, so it's really, really great for just generally for health and to eating, avocados.
Okay, I'm quite curious because you were saying that okay, some people don't use agave. I mean, I do, but sometimes when I use it, some people are saying that it's not healthy. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I mean, yeah, I think there is some processing obviously to get it into this kind of liquid format from where it comes, but
Mm.
I think it depends on the person and how you feel when you take it. Like when I don't have digestion problems when I eat it, and neither does any of my family. So I like it and I use it. But yeah, as you said, there is people who don't. But what I really also like about it is that it's got like it's sweet, but it's got no flavor. With honey or with maple syrup or anything else, or even stevia, there's like an aftertaste of that sweetness, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it has like stevia has like an aftertaste, and even maple syrup, it's that it's maple syrup because it's got a strong flavor. Whereas agave, it has no flavor. It's just sweet. So for me, it's a
Mm.
really good addition to the dishes because then it doesn't overpower the sweetness doesn't overpower the flavor of whatever you're making. So
Have you ever tried using Lakanto?
no,
Yeah.
have you?
Okay. I tried because I did it for one demo because I think I had a cancer patient, so she said she couldn't use any. I usually use like coconut nectar, but she said she couldn't use that. So I tried using Lakanto instead, but I didn't really like the taste. It felt a bit I don't know. Yeah. It still felt very heavily processed to me actually. And it tasted a bit strange. I mean it was kind of nice, but I don't know. And I've used it in different so I think I can't remember. I used it for a dessert. That was okay. Then I used it in other things, which wasn't too bad. I think I used it in a mango pancake and that turned out pretty nice. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like with different dishes, it'll taste different.
Yeah, I like coconut sugar as well. I mean, coconut sugar, I like that a lot to use
Yeah,
in different
yeah.
in desserts or I don't even in like main courses when you need like a little pinch of sugar, then it's good.
Yeah, it's just that my coconut palm sugar is a bit dark, so if I want to keep, yeah, like my desserts light colored, then I need to use something lighter in
Yeah.
color.
Well,
Yeah.
some people like the stevia, but for me, I really just don't like that. So,
Yeah, some people were telling me there's an aftertaste, but yeah, I haven't really tried stevia.
okay, definitely.
So,
I can, whenever I use it, I can feel the aftertaste. So, and even if I'm using it in chocolate, to make chocolate, it just, no, I go back to using maple syrup or something else.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let me just check. Oops. Let me just check to see if there are any questions.
Okay.
Someone said looks delicious.
Thanks. You'll have to try it and send us a picture.
Myra Tay joined. So for all those tuning in, if you have any questions, you can post your questions in the comments and then we will answer them. But I think it's quite a quiet crowd right now.
Okay, that's fine. If anybody has any questions, they can ask later, and I'm happy to answer them. And go with that.
Oh, Chef Moy is on as well. Hi, Chef Moy.
We gotta show him the avocado pudding.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Moy. Look, have a look.
Yeah, he sent like he put the emoji with the he says hi. Chef Moy says hi. Yeah. Oh, I was wondering about the pistachio milk. I don't know whether I missed that part when you talked about what was the proportion of the nuts, the pistachio nuts, yeah, to water.
So I use half a cup of pistachios to one cup of water. So double.
Right. Okay. Okay. And then did you strain it or you just left it after blending?
Oh no, yeah, you strain it. So I have a nut bag, and then I just put it
Right.
through my nut milk bag. And if you don't have one of
Okay.
those, you can just get a sieve and get a cloth, like a cheesecloth over it, and then put it through there.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yes,
Nice.
it's great. And I think you can also use the pulp in desserts, or you can put it in a dehydrator and make it like a powder, and use all sorts of do different things with it. So whenever like I make almond milk, whenever I make almond milk, I put the pulp in the dehydrator, and then I make the almond flour with that because then you can use that in all sorts of desserts later. So
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
no waste, right? So I think
Yeah.
that's really important. Eating
Oh,
local, trying
Chef Moy.
not to waste.
Yeah, no, Chef
Sorry.
Moy says good night, beautiful chefs. That's nice. Oh yeah, so I wanted to ask you, since we don't have any questions, I'll ask you some questions. I was quite curious about like, do you make any Indian raw food recipes? Because I focus a lot on Asian food, right? So I do like a lot of Thai and I do some Korean and a lot of Malaysian as well. But when it comes to Indian, then I don't know many. Okay, so I think I know one like what's his name raw food raw chef Girish, I think that I'm following, but I don't really know anybody else who does a lot of yeah, Indian themed raw food dishes. So yeah,
Yeah,
maybe you can talk.
I mean, definitely. I have my flavor palette. I love Indian food, and I also cook the non-raw Indian food. So then I kind of understand the flavors, and so from that, how I usually start by developing recipes, I will first obviously cook the traditional one, taste it, and then think about the flavors, and then from there recreate the dish in a raw. So I do raw pakoras, I do raw samosas. I've done
Mm,
raw saag. So saag,
mm,
for those of you who don't know, it's like
yeah,
an Indian spinach dish. So I've
yeah.
done that raw, and then I try to recreate like a naan chip to go with the saag because usually you would eat that with a naan. Um,
Oh,
and we do some salad. So usually in India we have the salad called kachumbar, and it's made with tomatoes and cucumbers and lemon juice and salt and pepper. And then what I do is I added sprouted mung to it, so you have a little bit more of a fuller, like a fuller flavor and taste when you eat. What else have I done? Cheese. So I make a lot of Indian. So I do cheeses, and a lot of my
mm,
cheeses have like an Indian flavor. Like I did a chutney cheese, so that was inspired by. So in India, growing up, you always eat these chutney sandwiches, and
right.
it's usually like it's bread and then this chutney which is made with coriander and mint. It's like a paste, and then you put it in
Right.
there. And I remember my mom making that for me. So then I kind of took that flavor profile, and then I made a cheese with that. So it's a cashew cheese, and then in the center of it, it has that chutney. So
Oh, nice.
that, and then I've done a chot. I've done a vegan chopped cheese um,
Right.
with like a papaya jelly. So yeah, definitely, I love Indian food, and I think it's nice to be able to see how you can recreate it, and then play with
Hmm.
the flavors, and yeah, yeah, definitely, I love it. It's really fun.
Oh, nice. Is that something that if the audience is interested in finding out more about like your Indian raw food recipes, do you have that on your website or something, or do they need to take a class with you?
Sure. So I do some demos. I haven't done anything particularly very Indian. I mean, I think the mango chutney was probably the demo that I did recently.
Yeah.
That was Indian. But yeah, I will do demos. You can definitely reach out to me. I'm happy to give a cooking class on that. Yeah. So yeah, definitely reach out to me, and
Yeah, I tried your mango. I made your mango chutney yesterday. It was really nice.
yeah,
I
it
ate
looked
up.
really good. Your picture was beautiful. So what did you eat it with?
I just ate it on its own because I was trying to mono meal, so I had like yeah, two mangoes of that. So
So
that was
definitely
really I was like
like black crackers or chia crackers, put those on there. And then if you have like some vegan cheese and that and the crackers, it's yummy. So
yeah, I think it would go really well with cheese. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Or
So yeah,
like
no, definitely. I think I'm really into trying to recreate, and I also love Asian flavors. Growing up in Asia, so I try to do like I've done a Thai green curry, I've done a pho. Yeah, try to recreate dishes that are generally that outside of the raw world, but then bring them into raw.
yeah. So I'm curious, what do you use to make your naan? You said you have naan chips or something, right?
Yeah. So I use almond flour and flaxseed flour. So
Ah, okay.
I blend flax seeds, and then I blend obviously almond flour, blend them together, and then I add some like herbs and spices and water, and then make it like like how you make flat crackers. You make it like it's
Yeah,
kind of like a doughy consistency, and then you
right.
spread it on the chapsak sheet, put it in the dehydrator for 24, 48 hours, and then it's crisp and yummy.
Ah, that's
And
why you call it chips. Yeah, okay.
yeah, because it's crispy, exactly. And I
Mm.
haven't. I've done some raw vegan breads, but I haven't tried a naan yet. So eventually, I would like to try some of that at some point.
Yeah, I remember this was many years ago. I was trying to make a naan. I was trying out the naan recipe by I think was it Marcus and Kara using coconut. But I think because I was at that time I was using like a cheap dehydrator, so it kind of just went bad after a while. I think it just fermented really badly.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And then
probably fermented.
yeah, and then I don't know whether I tried using it when I got my Excalibur or not. And I know I've tried one naan bread recipe using Brazil nuts, and that turned out really nice actually.
Oh wow. Okay, that's interesting. I'll look that up. So you use an scalper?
Yeah, now I'm using an Excalibur. Yeah. It's quite funny because initially when I started dehydrating, I just got a cheap dehydrator because I wasn't sure how much dehydrating I'll do. Um, and I think because when I started on raw foods in 2015, I wasn't planning to teach or anything like that. I only started teaching a year later after I was just making raw foods for myself every day. So that's why I just got, one of those cheap circular dehydrators. And then that kind of worked well for me. So I just used that for 2 years. And then somebody wanted to sell off their pre-loved Excalibur. So I thought like, oh, okay, that's a good deal. And I grabbed it. And then I was like, oh, why didn't I get a Excalibur much earlier?
But I think that's very interesting because I think I did the same thing. I remember the first dehydrator that I had was the round one with many trays,
Yeah.
and then after
Yeah.
that I realized, okay, now I need to upgrade. So how did
Yeah.
you get into raw foods?
I it's quite funny. I was looking for I bought an ice cream maker and then I was actually just looking for like healthy ice cream recipes, like things that didn't have eggs or milk in it. And then I found this Rossum Vegan Life, a raw lasagna recipe. And then I made that and I ate it and I was like, wow, I felt so energized. I was just like totally blown away. And then yeah, then I just started doing more research. Then I found Matthew Kenny, and then I realized like my health started improving, and I was suffering. I had suffered from eczema on my fingers and toes for like 30 years. And then when I started going onto raw foods, it just disappeared, right? And then so yeah, that's how it began. I mean, I was kind of pescatarian for many, many years. Not strict pescatarian, but yeah, I cut down on meat many years ago in the early 90s. I cut down on a lot of meat, but I was still eating a bit of seafood. Then I think in 2015, I started transitioning from pescatarian to vegetarian, and then I transitioned from vegetarian to vegan. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
great.
yeah, that's my story. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Let me see if I have any other questions. Oh yeah, I was very curious. What does masalas and olives mean? Why did you choose that name?
Sure. So masalas, obviously in India, they use a lot of masalas to cook, and I'm from India. And then my husband is Spanish, and olives are the big thing there. So it was kind of like a combination. And so my kids are masalas and olives because they're a combination of us. And so my business is kind of like my baby as well. And so that's why I call it masalas and olives.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
And
So
also like
actually,
fusion, fusion of foods, Indian,
mm,
Mediterranean.
so do you do any like fusion dishes, Indian and Spanish fusion dishes?
Yeah, definitely. I have to think about what, but like, for example, like gazpacho, right? It's like such a great soup. You can always just like add some, you can add cumin, you can add lots of different flavors to it to kind of like have a mix. So yeah, at home we kind of cook a bit of both and then put it together, and
Mm,
it's
nice. Very, very nice.
because also like the flavors are quite different because Indian food has like all these strong flavors, masalas, where Mediterranean food, it's got beautiful flavors, but it's much lighter in flavor. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
a nice combination when you put them together.
yeah, yeah. I'm so used to very because I'm in Malaysia and we're so exposed to so much like Malay and Indian food, which is so strong and robust. Yeah, so like whenever I travel, I'll be like, why does everything else taste so bland?
Yeah. I mean, when I first met my husband, I used to put chili sauce on everything. I'd be like, where's the spiciness?
Oh, it's really funny because yeah, in Hong Kong the food they don't really eat a lot of spice, right? So I served the kimchi fried rice and everyone complained it was too spicy.
Oh, really?
And so I had like one Malaysian friend attending and he was like, "Oh, I love this. There's so much spice in it." But everybody else was like, "This is too spicy."
That sounds amazing, that recipe. What did you use for the rice?
Cauliflower.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I made kimchi and we used cauliflower rice. I made gochujang and it had katdugi and had sprouts and yeah, things like that. So yeah, that was quite cool
That
actually.
sounds so yummy. I gotta give that a try.
Yeah, I actually kind of I taught that recipe in one of my Zoom cooking classes actually. I went like, oh, I served this in Hong Kong, but you guys can have it now because I'll most probably come out with new recipes anyway. So I have that there and it's I'm offering it the video as like a free bonus to one of my ebooks. I think it's with the Fun with Ferments ebook, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
look.
Oh yeah, so tell us more about the classes that you do right now. Where do you conduct it? Yeah.
So,
And what do you offer?
sure. So I do different classes. So this month I have two classes coming up. I have one on super salads where I'm going to teach people like basically different. It's going to be different salads, but I'm also, of course, I'm going to teach you the recipes and how to make different salads. But I'm also going to teach you like basically like what is the base in a good salad, what is the base in a good dressing, and so that people can
Mm,
kind of go back and be inspired to also create their own and play around. Of course, they'll have some recipes which they can use, but if they, maybe I can't find this ingredient, or I want to try a different ingredient, so how can they? So that's one that's coming up, and then then another one I have is a plant-based desserts. So I'm gonna do a chocolate ganache. I'm gonna do a quinoa pudding, and yeah, I'm gonna do matcha. I think it's a matcha. Sorry, I'm gonna do a matcha cheesecake. So yeah, those are the two that's coming up. I usually, at the moment, I've been doing them at my place, and we have a minimum of 6 people. Sorry, minimum of 4 people, and a maximum of 6 or 8 people, depending on how many come. And then I'm also looking for a venue outside to be doing them there.
Right. Okay.
And it's usually about 2 to 2.5 hours of classes, and where everybody cooks. Like it's a demo, but they also do their, like, obviously they make their own dishes as well, and then everybody can eat together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's
How is the response to your classes? Do you is it easy to get people to sign up? Are people very keen, or what's it like?
Yeah, definitely. I think people are keen. I think what you're cooking is important. So recently, I guess like a little bit of what the date is and what you're cooking. So the desserts class is full. I think
Mm,
people love desserts. The salads class is almost full. I had done 2 weeks ago. I had put out a Japanese raw vegan plant-based Japanese. I didn't have the best response for that. I don't know. Maybe it was just the date that didn't work, or so. I think it depends on what you're doing. I've done one that does raw vegan dips, and I've done like sweet dips, salty dips, and like 6 or 7 different flavors. That one was really full. People love that class. So I think it just depends on what the topic is, um, and I guess dates, like if it works for people or not. So Saturday, I do them on Saturday mornings, and that seems to work for people. I've had some requests to do evening classes, and I'm actually in the midst of looking for a venue to do my evening classes because I can't do those at home. I have 2 small kids, so yeah, it's a little.
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting you said that about Japanese because I would be interested in Japanese, but I also tried to run a Japanese themed raw vegan class, and that also didn't have very good response. I only had 2 people signing up, so I did that at a venue. Yeah, and that venue needed to have at least 3 people to go ahead, so we had to cancel that class. But then the following month, I think I did Korean, and then Korean was full, so I don't know.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah. I wonder. I don't know what that one. I also get a lot of requests for private cooking classes. So I do private
Right.
cooking classes for either groups of people or just like an individual who wants to learn, or an individual and they're a friend of theirs or their sister or something like that. And those kind of classes are very tailored. They want to learn something specific. So I recently did a class for a mom. She has 3 small kids and she wants to just learn to eat healthy and eat better. So then
Mm,
make a menu, and then I show that, like, if they want, we can do a market visit. So we go to the market and show different vegetables and what's what. Then we do the class, and then after that, like,
mm,
sometimes they're like, "Can you help us with menu planning?" So then I'd sit down
yeah,
and give them some ideas on the menu because, like, maybe they're busy. Obviously, they're working. They have 3 young kids.
yeah.
It's tough. So just help planning a menu, and people really like that. So that's that. And then then my cheese boxes. So I do these artisanal cheese boxes. So
Mm,
once every 2 weeks I do a limited edition order, and then whatever flavors that I have that week I send out to people. And usually I would give the cheese. I usually include some free raw crackers and free tasters. And sometimes I do a lot of ceramics. I make my own plates. um,
ah,
and so sometimes I do like special edition ones where I do the ceramics and the plates together. I can actually show you guys something that I've made. Um, so this is a very simple one that I made, but yeah. So that's,
wow.
yeah, because I think it's like part of the whole dish, right? Like the
Yeah,
plating and
yeah.
how you're styling it, and since I come from fashion, like creativity is and my mission really is to have like beautiful art plated food, like culinary art mixed with ultimate nutrition. So and really just I think probably if you're already plant-based or vegan, you already kind of understand it. But especially the people who are not, they feel like, oh, I'm not full enough with vegan food, or actually you go to these vegan restaurants and you're like, it all tastes like green juice or spirulina, and I don't want to eat it. To really educate people that it can taste really good. You know, um,
Yes,
and
exactly.
I think that's really like my passion is like to kind of make people understand that, okay, I'm not telling you need to be 100% raw, but I'm just saying look at the options because there is a lot and you can't be full. So my husband, right, he's an ultra runner. He runs marathons and ultras, and I mean
Right.
he can sit at the table when I do like a 5 course meal and he can be full. So a lot of guys will say, oh, if I'm coming for the private dinner, well, I have to go to like the restaurant next door to eat after. And so I think just to
Mm,
like kind of that misconception to kind of change people's minds. So
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
And
lot
it's
of
the one.
changing education to do.
Yeah, and I think for me, like the one thing I tell people is like, see, if you're gonna go out and buy a Ferrari, right? You're not gonna put diesel in your Ferrari, are you? No, right? So you're gonna put the highest level of fuel. So your body is your Ferrari. So you should be putting like really good nutritional value in it rather than stuff that's not gonna be, not gonna help you in any way, So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
That's
kind
that that's very true as well. Yeah. I had a question in my head, but then I kind of forgot already. Let me let me see if anybody has any other questions. I don't think so. Today the crowd is a bit quiet today.
of.
But yeah, so maybe you can well yeah, we're gonna end in I think 2 minutes anyway because I want to keep this about 45 minutes because I don't want my phone to overheat and then everything shuts down. But maybe
Okay.
because you mentioned about cheese, maybe do you want to talk about like some top tips for making vegan cheese or something like that? Yeah, sorry, I just sprung this on you. But
Sure. So I usually make cheese with cashews. You can make cheese with cashews, almonds, macadamia. My favorite one is the cashews. And obviously soaking the nuts overnight, depending on what they are, as cashews need to be soaked so they're softer. Flavors, for me, I think flavoring is quite important. You can obviously have the original, which is just with nutritional. So I make one with nutritional yeast and salt and
mm.
lemon juice. So that's kind of like the base. And then I think about all different flavors. So I have a sriracha. I have a curry leaf. So what I do is I get fresh curry leaves. I dehydrate them. Then I make a powder of it, and then I put that in the cheese.
Oh
So
yeah, I love that idea because I also started using curry leaves in my cheese as well, and yeah, people enjoy it.
yeah,
Because I have
and
a like I think there are like 2 or 3 curry leaf like plants in my condo area, so I can get constant supply of them.
yeah, and then it adds like that kick to it. So I think obviously if you're doing the almond cheese, you need to make sure you remove the skin so you can have a nice white cheese. That one is really, I think the almond one is a little bit firmer than the cashew because usually the cashew cheese is obviously fermented, but it's unless you keep it, depending on how long you keep it in the fridge and how many days you ferment, to how dry it gets, to how much water is removed, to how hard it gets. So the other one that I recently did was a smoked cheddar. So I have a smoking gun and I smoke the cashews. So while I soak them overnight, then before I blend them to ferment, I smoke the cashews. So it has like a very nice smoky flavor. Um, and then add the spices in that to make a smoked cheddar. What
Nice.
is it? Other flavor miso. I love miso, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've done a miso cheese that I really like. I did recently. I tried a truffle salt one, and people really like that as well.
Yeah.
I think with making the cheese, I think one of the things you just have to be, depending on how hot it is where you are, the fermentation, 24 to 48 hours. That's one. Soaking the nuts, definitely. Um, Let me think what else. Make sure you add your starter, whatever it is. So I usually use probiotics. So I get the probiotic capsules, and then I just use those. You can also use other starters like I don't know. I've never tried, but I would like to try making with kombucha or with quinoa, the soaked fermented quinoa liquid. So I think there's lots of different ways that you can use starters. So make sure you have a nice starter that you like. I actually recently I did a cheese with aquafaba
Oh, interesting.
if you've ever tried that one. But it's quite good. It's very creamy. I used coconut oil in that, so it's like very nice and creamy, almost like a very runny brie camembert mix. So that was kind of nice. Yeah, I think that's kind of the cheeses that I've done recently.
Have
I haven't
have you
tried the ones with the powder. You can use the cheese starter powder. I haven't done that yet, but that's
Yeah,
next
I
week.
was just gonna ask that because when I was in London last year, I got some yeah, the cheese cultures from cashew bud. So I made the camembert, and right now I'm waiting for my blue cheese to form. So it's been 2 weeks. I have a bit of blue mold there, but it's most probably going to take another 3 weeks before I can actually try it.
But
So
how does it
yeah.
taste? Does it like, how does it taste?
The taste is really good. I let I think at least 3 non-vegan friends try it, and they're like, "Oh my God, this tastes like cheese!" You know, they were blown away. Yeah, yeah. So,
I have to get some of that. So
but
you bought that in London, I guess.
no, because the company, because I wanted to make sure that the cultures are vegan. So the company is actually based in Berlin, but they don't ship to Asia. Yeah, so I shipped it from Berlin. They shipped to Europe. So I shipped it from Berlin to my friend's place in London because I was visiting him in London. And then, yeah, and then from London, I brought it back to Malaysia.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so I've made like a camembert. I made like cashew camembert. And then now I'm making the blue cheese. Yeah, because it has, I got the cheese starter kit. So it has Penicillium candidum, it has Penicillium roqueforti, and it also has the mesophilic cultures as well, and I think a transglutamate or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole kit. So I can make different cheeses.
It looks really good. I've seen those online. I just, yeah, again, because it's not so easily available in Asia. So I mean, you know, I
Yeah.
think it's like because I'm doing small production. So if I'm doing that, it's kind of to get those over in time and you know all that kind of stuff. So I just do a normal fermentation at home. But I will definitely try that. That's kind of the next thing on my list to do to get some of those.
Yeah, it took me some time to do it because I got the cultures in June last year, and then I was just so busy last year. I was traveling nonstop. Yeah, because I was traveling to Singapore and then Macau and then Hong Kong and then Singapore again and stuff like that. So I didn't. So it's only now this year that I had time to start making it. So I'm glad like the culture still work because it's supposed to be like use it within 3 months.
Oh wow.
But yeah, but it's still working right now, so that's good.
And I
Yeah,
think if you keep them well, right, they're okay.
yeah. I kept them in the because once I brought it back, I just kept them in the fridge and the freezer because I think the liquid ones need to go into the freezers. I don't know, some of them they said put in the freezer, some put in the fridge and things like that. I just have one last question because you mentioned about almond cheese, right? So just peeling the almonds, do you have any tips on what's the best way to peel it?
So obviously blanching them is the best, but that is involving a bit of heat. So,
Yeah.
you know, hot water in that. Otherwise, soaking and then just peeling. So,
Yeah. Because I don't really want to blanch them, but then I think everybody I know they just say like you just blanch it for 1 minute, so the heat doesn't really go to the nuts. It's just at the
yeah,
on the skin.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can do really, really rapid, like a 1 minute or even under. I think it's fine. It
yeah,
doesn't get into it doesn't affect the nutritional value of the nuts. It's much,
yeah.
but then, I mean, if you just soak them in cold water and try to peel it, it just takes much, much longer, you know.
Oh, nice, nice, great tips on
On my
cooking.
Instagram, I do. So I have on Mondays I do what's in my fridge, so you can see like I whatever I make a recipe with on my fridge. On Tuesdays I do tips, tools, and tricks. So just like share different things. So last week I was talking about peeling garlic, and then on Fridays I do flavor Friday. So if I made something, I kind of see what flavors go well with that. You know, so people, if they're interested, people can check out Instagram to know more about that.
Yeah. So are your lives? I think I caught two of your lives. I caught your mango chutney. I watched another one as well. I can't remember what it was, but I know I watched one of that. So is that done on a regular basis? Is it every Wednesday
Yeah.
or?
I do my lives every Wednesday, 12:15 Hong Kong time. So this
Oh,
week I
okay.
will be doing sauerkraut. I will be making sauerkraut.
Oh, nice, nice. That's like very popular. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it's so yummy to eat with everything. So
yeah, very appetizing. So do you have any last words before we end?
um, just go and try to make the pistachio pudding and send me a
Oh yeah.
picture. Tell me how it was. And thank you very much, Chef Yun, for having me on today and interviewing me and taking the time. It's been lovely. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Masalas and Olives.
Yeah. So wonderful. So thank you everyone for joining. And thank you, Chef, for joining us today and showing us your your green tea pistachio demo, and also giving us loads of insights into raw food. And I will be posting this this video up on IGTV, and also when I have the time, I will also post it onto Facebook and YouTube as well. So yeah, so more people can benefit and more people can know about you. And yeah, do check out Masalas and Olives on Facebook, Instagram. Are you on YouTube as well?
No, so far just Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so Facebook and Instagram. If you're in Hong Kong, remember to. I'm sure you already know about her if you're in Hong Kong. But if you don't, please check her out. Check out her cheeses as well and the classes that she offers as well. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on another live. And yeah, that's basically it.
Thanks. Have a lovely
All right.
evening, everybody. Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Be safe.
Lovely to talk to
You're
you. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see you in Hong Kong when I make it there somehow. All right then. Bye-bye.